Well, the day after Gujarat exit polls, the Aam Aadmi Party has been projected as the top pick for the aspirational classes in Gujarat. Dramatically eroding the BJP's voter base, the Aam Aadmi Party has seemingly made massive inroads into the backward classes and tribal communities. Now, this is extremely significant since the tribal areas saw the maximum voter turnout this time around in the elections in Gujarat. Let's take you through some of the figures. First up, of course, the projections in 2022. Now, in the exit polls that have come out, 21% of it with the BJP. The Congress party having a slight edge over the BJP here with 29%, whereas it is the Aam Aadmi Party which has emerged as the biggest contender here with 48% of the votes. Now let's have a comparison to what it was in the 2019 Lok Sabha polls. Back then, the BJP had a massive support. When it comes to the Lok Sabha elections, it looks like the voters have a lot of clarity over which party they are voting for. An overwhelming support for the BJP with 61% of the vote share in favor of the Saffron Party. Now let's talk about the Congress Party, which is at 30%. This is during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The Aam Aadmi Party not a factor in the 2019 polls. But let's talk about the 2017 Assembly polls. 5 years back, what was the situation? It was a neck and neck between the BJP and the Congress Party. Remember, in the Assembly elections, it is known that traditionally the tribals have always backed the Congress Party. In fact, this is one of the areas, these are the areas along the entire tribal belt that the BJP has not been able to breach the stronghold of the Congress Party. So in the previous election, the Congress Party having 44% of the voters, whereas the BJP had 45%. But as far as the seats are concerned, the Congress Party making a serious dent into the BJP's chances. So let's talk about the key takeaways when we talk about the exit polls. But of course, these are only the exit poll projections. The results will be out on December 8th. Talking about the key takeaways, the Aam Aadmi Party emerging as the top pick for the tribal communities. In fact, these tribal areas have recorded the highest voter turnout that generally indicate that people want a change, and this is what the voters have voted for. So the BJP's tribal vote base has dramatically eroded by 40% according to these projections, and this is despite the fact that the BJP has put in a lot of efforts to woo the tribal community in Gujarat. Now, these are the figures that have currently come in, and this is when we make a comparison to what was the situation in 2017 versus what is the projection this time around. Remember, the BJP has also undertaken several of the projects wooing the tribal community. In fact, this was one of the biggest projects that the BJP had taken up to dent the votes of the Congress Party. But with the entry of the Aam Aadmi Party, it looks like it has made a big difference. But the Aam Aadmi Party instead turning out to be the big factor here. Let me open this up, introducing our guest, Yuvraj Pokharna, columnist, and Huda Zariwala, political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Yuvraj, how do you look at this projection that has been made? Of course, you can make that argument that these are just the exit polls, but this is a projection based on, what we've spoken to a lot of voters, and that's what it says. And this comes at a time when the BJP has been trying really hard to woo the tribal community in Gujarat, but clearly it looks like with the Aam Aadmi Party coming in, the equations have changed completely.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Are you asking me? Yeah, I'm sorry, I had a patchy audio.
Yeah.
For starters, BJP is a party that perpetually stays in election mode. I'll tell you how. The moment BJP got 99 seats back in 2017, they started the damage control exercise from the next day.
Okay.
This span of fun, the BJP managed successfully, and it engineered somewhere about 20 to 21 defections from Congress. And if you analyze these defections, out of 20, and 7 out of 20 were from tribal seats. That means 7 ST candidates defected successfully from Congress.
No, you're right. You're right. The BJP did get in a lot of big leaders from the Congress Party, especially from the tribal areas, and these were some of the strongholds of the Congress Party. But my question is, has that really worked in favor of the BJP or not? Because according to the projections, the Aam Aadmi Party seem to have dented the chances of the BJP completely. I'll come back to you in just a bit. We seem to be having technical difficulties. We'll fix that and come back to you in just a bit. Huda Zariwala, do you think that the efforts that have been taken up by the Prime Minister himself, no less, leading the charge in wooing the tribal community. But it looks like the Aam Aadmi Party coming in has changed the equations completely. All this while known to be a Congress stronghold, the BJP trying to woo the community. But in this case, it seemed to have been split between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the question. Yes, Aam Aadmi Party has absolutely managed to sweep away these MCD elections. The tribal community especially has placed eminent trust on Aam Aadmi Party because they have seen time and again that it is only the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, in the Delhi legislative elections, that they have gotten, education, they have gotten health, they have gotten security and all of these other factors through Aam Aadmi Party, whereas in the MCD, which has been ruled by the BJP for the past 15 years, nothing has really been done. There has been rampant level of corruption, the garbage mountains, the toll taxes, which has added on to the already available so much corruption. So obviously Aam Aadmi Party is the only alternative, not just for the tribal voters, but in general to all the voters of Delhi. The tribal community especially has placed its trust again because the BJP had obviously promised them development, promised them a lot of things, but unfortunately nothing was really delivered. So Aam Aadmi Party seems to be the only option for the people of Delhi, for the tribal community, for all of MCD to finally bring back cleanliness, hygiene, all of the issues that MCD was supposed to tackle, which it could not during the rule of the BJP. Now, Aam Aadmi Party is going to take things in its stride and fix issues for the people of Delhi. So MCD this time will be swept away by Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay. That's with the MCD, but we, keeping a focus to Gujarat here, has the effort that the BJP has taken, have those efforts reaped them benefits or not? You can of course say that on December 8th we'll know the real numbers, but these projections, Yuvraj, coming back to you on that, you were making a point about how despite the efforts that the BJP has put in, it may not really have managed to get in the votes that it expected.
See, if you analyze, there are 15% of ST voters in Gujarat, and that tantamount to 27 seats out of 182 seats that are reserved for tribals. Now, out of that, 7 seats BJP successfully mastered to defect. So that says a lot. BJP is trying to woo the ST voters, and I think it has successfully wooed the voters. And regarding our friend, self-proclaimed supporter of Aam Aadmi Party, so Aam Aadmi Party is getting edge at only one seat, that is tribal seat, which is the seat of Jodhpur. Jodhpur seat is contested by Indian National Congress's Sukharam Rathwaji, who is the leader of opposition in the House, and Aam Aadmi Party has put against him Radhika Rathwa. The only advantage that Radhika Rathwa is getting is that she's cutting the Rathwa vote, and she's a youngster. So people are looking for a young tribal face, and that too from the dominant Rathwa community. Apart from that, I do not see an iota, a modicum of support in favor of Aam Aadmi Party.
Is it really about these big faces who have switched loyalties, or is it about the party that still resonates with the tribal votes? We'll of course continue discussing these and of course analyzing the exit poll results. But that's all we have time for in this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you for joining us.